There are different types of cutting boards. The bottom one, as you can see, is bamboo. I would generally use that for bread and other dry items to cut. I would not use it for things that are smelly, like fish, meat, onion, garlic, things like that. So basically just dry things like bread. The green one, and at home it doesn't really make a big difference, but in a professional kitchen there are different colors, and I just happen to have a couple of them at home. Green one is generally used for vegetables. The red one is used for meat. White is for universal, and black, I don't think they even have those in professional kitchens. The one that I don't have is the blue one for fish. Of course, you also have the glass cutting boards. I am personally not a big fan of those. And that has nothing to do with hygiene or anything like that, because they are really good in that area. It's more the noise they make when I cut items on them. So this is one of my oldest cutting boards. I've used it a lot. And since I usually cut in the middle, it tends to be a bit more hollow over there. And once in a while, I tend to, because this is all plastic, I scrape off the top layer. Because of all the cutting, it tends to get really fine plastic on it, like that, as you can see. Maybe it's a bit easier to see. So I scrape that off. That could be some residue from whatever I've been cutting on there, or it could be also that it's just a plastic. So I just scrape that off once in a while. Now, at some point, I'm gonna need to replace this cutting board. I just clean it up a bit like that once in a while. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of little plastic bits coming off. And I do that on both sides, since I don't usually keep track of which side I cut it on. Sometimes when I'm in a hurry or I'm not paying attention, I might actually put something hot on it, and then as it is plastic, it will obviously melt. So this I do with my plastic cutting boards once in a while, whenever I think of it, to clean it up a bit. And of course, if you have really sharp knives, it cuts into the top layer. There you go, so that comes off. Yeah, I should start to replace this one, since it's getting a bit worn out. But as long as I keep on scraping off the top layer, it's still good to go. So why replace it and throw it away? It's bad for the environment. It costs money, of course, to replace a cutting board. So I still use it. In regards to safety in the kitchen, when you use a small knife like this one, sometimes when you put it away, it tends to stand up like this. Now this, of course, is something you want to avoid, that in case you don't pay attention or you slip or whatever, you put your hand down, you can cut yourself. So you always want to make sure the knife is down. If you have a bigger knife, that usually doesn't happen, since they don't stand up that easily. So this is the small tip for general safety. Always make sure that the knife is flat and down.